So the All-Star break is over. We all know that. The All-Star game was, I'll let you tell it. All right, I'm not even going to try to dive into that. That's just totally out of my league. It's out of my league. I can't explain it. I'll let you tell it. But what we're going to talk about here, the three teams I keep talking about all the time. The Lakers, the Warriors, the Phoenix Suns. Boy, the push in the West is just ridiculous. Right now, every team is gunning. This is it. This is the last run. They say this is the second half. This is not the second half. This is the last stretch. Halftime has been over a long time ago, man. Halftime was, recess was like 1 minute, 1 minute timeout, and then you're back. Going to the last stretch, that's when, we got a longer timeout. So this is like the last third or whatever you want to call it. But this is the last run. This is when teams start gunning, for that position, positioning themselves to go for that chip. And the three teams, no different. This is what I was talking about. You can't count out LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant. All right, so let me start talking about the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns right now lost 2 games right after the All-Star break. Now, this is not the time to be losing games, but then again, we talked about, what's his name with the hammy issue, Bradley Beal. That rotation is kind of iffy, or should we say they have that rotating door with the way they play, the big three, one goes in, one goes out, and all that, it's health issues left and right. That team is riddled with health issues. Every now and then somebody's got to sit out. And I feel like Bradley Beal is the one that's sitting out a lot of the time. And he's supposed to be no, he's not the youngest. I guess Devin Booker is the youngest. But whatever, you know what I mean? We're not even going to dive into that. The issue here is they have a lot of issues, health issues, but they still got Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is supposed to be that dude. He's supposed to be that dude that's going to pull and crawl and do whatever that he needs to do to get that team to the promised land. And that's the way I see it. They have that dude, KD, the man, Kevin Durant, your favorite player, basketball player. That's Kevin Durant right there. So the Phoenix Suns dropped the game against the surging Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks right now are balling, y'all. The Dallas Mavericks are balling. That backcourt really crafty with Kyrie and Luka. It's crazy, and they're super lengthy right now. They just upgraded on every level. Their defense is a lot better right now, but guess what? I still don't trust the Dallas Mavericks. I don't trust the Dallas Mavericks. Well, anyway, we're not going to be talking about the Dallas Mavericks right now. We're talking about the Phoenix Suns. I know people love the Dallas Mavericks. People love, but it's just, I just don't trust them. I just don't see Luka being that dude that can actually do that. When I'm talking about the 3 dudes, the Stephen Curry, the LeBron James, and KD, even KD hasn't done that yet, but still, I trust KD a lot more than I trust Luka. I don't trust Luka. His style of playing, you just need to be exceptional. I think LeBron was exceptional. He was able to do what Luka is doing, but all right, that's another video. I'll explain that. Some of you might not get it, but I'll explain that. What I just said, LeBron was able to do that, and I don't think Luka can do that. I will explain that. I'll have a video for that. All right, so let's leave Dallas Mavericks out of this. Let's go back to the Phoenix Suns. So the Phoenix Suns dropped that game. Luka dropped 41, and Kyrie looks spectacular. And the Dallas Mavericks are surging, one of the hottest teams right now in the NBA. They are doing their thing. Congrats to the Dallas Mavericks right now. Okay, so the Dallas Mavericks left that game and went to play against the Houston Rockets, thinking, okay, this is the game. We got to set the ship right. We got to get this game. And boom, they got beat again by the Houston Rockets. That's no bueno for the Phoenix Suns. That's no bueno for me, because I said one of those 3 teams is going to go all the way to the Western Conference Finals. And like I said, the Phoenix Suns was the team that was all the way at the very top, and then comes the Dallas Mavericks and then the Warriors. So the Phoenix Suns losing games is no good. It's no good for the Phoenix Suns. It's no good for my prediction. So I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? When is the next game? The next game they're playing against the Lakers. That's a no-no right there because all these three teams are supposed to be winning right now. Now the Lakers, let's jump to the Lakers real quick. The Lakers dropped a game against the Golden State Warriors. You see my dilemma right there? They're playing against one another, you know. This is it, but it's not it's good for the game. This is good. This is really good. So they dropped a game against the Golden State Warriors. We'll talk about that. And then they went to play against the Spurs. They won that game. And then they're going to be playing against the Phoenix Suns. We're going back to the Phoenix Suns again. Now, you see how interesting this is? Now, the Phoenix Suns and Lakers going to have to play one another on Sunday. And somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to lose on Sunday. All right? That's also no bueno. Because all these teams, the three teams, they need every game. That's what I'm talking about. They need every single game. Somebody's going to be a loser. And that very same night, the Warriors are playing against the Denver Nuggets. But that's another story. See, very interesting. But at least that night, one team is going to win. One team, one out of those three is going to win. Very interesting. Right now, all three teams are in the play-in. Very interesting. Very interesting. Woo, I love the way things are shaping out. This is exciting. This is exciting for the league. At least exciting for me. I love it. I love this. So, the Lakers played against the Warriors. That was a very interesting game. I don't understand why LeBron James did not play. Totally did not understand that. He played in the All-Star game, but did not play in Utah. That was their last game before the All-Star break. And then the first game, he did not play. That was against the Warriors. I don't understand, you know. I don't know who understands. That information is not out there. I don't get it. They talked about treatment. I know he only played 13 minutes in the All-Star game, but he did play. So right after that, against the Golden State Warriors, like I say, he didn't play due to the treatment. And then I don't know. If you know, maybe you could write a comment and explain to me, but that was no good because they needed that game. They really needed that game. I don't think it was a game to just give it up and say, you know, we'll play against the next team because they actually struggled against the Spurs. Winning, it was a tough one. I don't know about struggle, but it was a tough game. You know, they outlasted the Spurs. That game could have gone either way. So this is what I'm talking about. They need every game. Sense of urgency needs to kick in, and they need to play every game seriously. And I feel that's what they're going to do. Maybe LeBron James knew, you know what? Let me give that game to the Warriors. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe he's watching my shows and is thinking, okay, that's right. The Warriors needed that because the Warriors right now are at the very bottom in terms of the three teams. They're at number 10 right now, so they got a little closer. They won 2 games, one against the Lakers, and then the next game was against the Hornets. The Hornets right now, well, not right now, prior to this game that they just played against the Warriors, had won 4 games straight. Coming to play the Warriors. They were starting to surge also. Every team is just gunning right now. Ever since the trade deadline, they hadn't lost a game until they lost this game to the Warriors. And this was an ugly game, like a really ugly game. Both teams came from a game, back-to-back. Again, this is the tail end of the back-to-back, meaning they played the night before. So the way they played, I don't know if the defense was great or just the legs were all, you know, like jello and all that. Shots were just not going in. It was ugly, but the Warriors found a way to win that game. Their defense was spectacular ever since, I mean, this whole month of February, right? Since January, the end of January, I say the last 13, 14 games, the Warriors have been playing incredible defense. Ever since, let's just put it this way, ever since Draymond Green came back, the Warriors are playing incredible defense. I think the top 6 right now, top 6, top 4, somewhere around there. Their defense is incredible. And Kuminga has been incredible, except these past 2 games. He's not attacking like he did just before the All-Star break. He was attacking a lot, drawing a lot of fouls, giving them a chance to set their defense every time. But this time he hasn't been doing that. Hopefully they go back to that again. But the good thing is they got Gary Payton back, and they're waiting for Chris Paul to also come back. Podziemski is balling out of control. He has drawn the most charges in the league, not just rookies, in the league. This is what I'm talking about, a rookie leading that category. He is incredible in terms of anticipating where that player is going to be at. And that's where he places himself and draws that foul, and it's just incredible. This is really helping the Warriors, and right now he's a starter with Stephen Curry in the backcourt, and it is working like a charm for the Warriors right now. And what's his name? Clay has accepted his role coming off the bench, and everything seems to be working for the Warriors right now. Things are working, and they're winning games. On Sunday, they're going to be playing against the defending champs. That's going to be interesting. The Warriors are going to be playing against the defending champs. Phoenix are going to be playing against the Lakers. So on Sunday, one of those three teams definitely will win. Two could lose, or it could be two that win and one loses. But definitely, we all know one team is going to lose, and this is shaping into becoming something really exciting. At least for me, I am loving it. Now, talks around town, this at least online and some of the people that I know, I'm hearing, okay, right after the game the Warriors playing against the Lakers, oh, are the Warriors contenders for real now? They've won 9 out of the past 11 games, and the 2 games they lost, one was by 1 point, and games went overtime. Yes, it is true, and now it's out there, but then the rebuttal is too little, too late. Now, I don't buy into that. I don't buy into that. From the very beginning, I told you, I do think they're serious contenders. Now, when you talk about too little, too late, we have about 30 games to go. A lot can happen. We saw what happened to the 76ers. Joel Embiid's last game was against the Warriors. Things could just flip just like that. The Sixers were playing against the Warriors. Joel Embiid goes down. And ever since that game, the Sixers have been losing games. Game after game, they're losing. Yes, they won the last game. You know, insiders are talking about the Sixers are still waiting for Joel Embiid to come back. So they're still gearing or positioning themselves in a position whereby they can still be, you know, a force in the playoffs when he comes back. That's why they got Lowry and, you know, try to just keep this thing going until it happens. But what I'm trying to say here is anything can happen. It could just be overnight and everything, your luck could just change. And vice versa. We saw what happened at the beginning of the season. The Clippers. Nobody thought the Clippers would be where they are. They lost like 5 games in a row or something like that at the beginning. And then all of a sudden, the Clippers, the hottest team in the NBA. Not too long ago, I made a video about that. And you all know, of course you do, because you watch, you follow the league. And you know that, you know, the Clippers were hot. You could turn it around and then just win 10 straight. Now, I'm not saying the Warriors are going to win 10 straight, but they could win like 4, lose 1, win 5, lose 1, win 6, lose 1. And before you know it, the Warriors are right there. Now, this is what I'm talking about. I've been talking about this. When you have Stephen Curry, when you have KD, when you have LeBron James, stuff like that could happen because those guys are just different. They're just different. Now, the young teams, of course, I love what Minnesota is doing. I love what OKC is doing. And people are saying, oh, no, they have like a 20% greater, a 20% winning. How do we put that? They've won more games, okay? 20% more games, okay? See, I can't even put my thoughts together right there, but you understand what I'm saying. 20% more wins. Yes, that's very true. But things change, right? Things change. And when the stakes are higher, will they perform the same way? We just don't know. We just don't know. These are young teams, and you know, history has told us, you know, the youth have struggled. When the stakes are high, the youth have struggled. And in the playoffs, it's very different. It's a totally different game. In the playoffs, we're talking about 7 games. You get to know the other team really, really well. You get to know their tendencies and all that. And we know these guys have excelled in that realm. The KD, the Stephen Curry, the LeBron James, the Stephen, you understand what I'm saying, right? So that is why I am leaning towards these guys, and I will never count them out. It's not a guarantee, but that's just the way I see it. You know, patterns. You study patterns. You see how things usually work out. And that's what I'm saying. And this push right now, it just goes to show you what I've been talking about. These guys will definitely make a push. Now, anything can happen between now and the end of this regular season. You know, injuries and all that, and then it could be out. That's why I said one out of those three teams would definitely make it. Now I'm saying definitely make it.